They tell you a country is broke, out of money, finished. But then something strange happens. The lights stay on. Government workers still get paid. Markets don't instantly collapse. So what does running out of money actually mean for a country? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Countries don't run out of money the way people do. And believing that they do is one of the biggest misunderstandings in modern economics. Right now, governments all over the world are described as drowning in debt. The numbers sound terrifying. Trillions. Deficits bigger than entire economies. Headlines warn of collapse, bankruptcy, and ruin. But if that's true, why hasn't the system already snapped? To understand that, we need to start with a simple but deeply unsettling idea. A country that controls its own currency does not use money the way you do. When you run out of money, that's it. You stop spending, you borrow, or you default. A government that issues its own currency plays a completely different game. Most people imagine government finances like a giant household budget. Money comes in from taxes. Money goes out to pay for things. If spending is bigger than income, trouble begins. That story feels intuitive. It's also mostly wrong. In countries like the United States, Japan, the UK, or Canada, the government doesn't need to collect money before it spends. It creates the currency first, then collects it back later. This sounds impossible until you see it clearly. When the government spends, it doesn't reach into a vault. It instructs the central bank to change numbers on a screen. Bank accounts go up, money appears. Taxes don't fund spending in the way most people think. They remove money from the system. They create demand for the currency. They control inflation. But they don't refill a wallet. So if a country can create its own money, how can it ever run out? This is where the story gets serious. A country doesn't run out of money. It runs into limits. And those limits are real. The first limit is inflation. You can create money endlessly, but you can't create real resources endlessly. Workers, factories, energy, food. When too much money chases too few real things, prices rise, not slowly, violently. This is usually the moment when people say, "See, printing money failed." But inflation isn't about printing, it's about imbalance. If the economy can absorb new money by producing more goods and services, inflation stays low. If it can't, prices explode. That's why some countries print huge amounts of money and survive, and others collapse. Which brings us to the second limit. Confidence. Money works because everyone believes it will work tomorrow. Not because it's backed by gold, not because it's physically scarce. Confidence is the real backing. When people start doubting a currency, they rush to escape it. They buy foreign money, they buy assets, they buy anything that isn't cash. That rush becomes a stampede. And once confidence cracks, it's incredibly hard to restore. This is how a country truly starts to run out of money. Not because it can't print more, but because nobody wants what it prints. There's a third limit that matters even more. Debt in a currency you don't control. If a government borrows in its own currency, it can always pay. It may cause inflation. It may devalue the currency. But it won't technically default. If it borrows in a foreign currency, the rules change completely. Now it needs dollars, euros, or yen, currencies it cannot create. This is where real bankruptcies happen. History is full of these moments. Argentina, Greece, emerging markets again and again. They weren't destroyed by spending alone. They were trapped by debts they couldn't print their way out of. And here's the irony. Countries most people fear will collapse are often the least likely to, and countries no one is watching are sometimes the most fragile. So what actually happens when the system breaks? First, interest rates rise. Not because of morality or punishment, but because lenders demand compensation for risk. Higher rates make debt more expensive. Governments cut spending. Growth slows. Then comes austerity. Not as a choice, but as a consequence. Public services shrink. Unemployment rises. Political anger explodes. Finally, the currency weakens. Imports get expensive. Living standards fall. Notice something important. This isn't instant. It's slow, messy, uneven. There is no dramatic moment where a country wakes up and finds its bank account at zero. It's a long erosion. Now let's talk about the uncomfortable math no one likes to mention. Government debt isn't meant to be paid off the way personal debt is. It's rolled over, reissued, expanded. Old bonds are replaced with new ones. Interest is serviced. The system continues. If a government tried to fully pay off its debt, it would drain the economy of money. That would cause a depression. Debt is not a bug, it's part of the design. The real danger isn't debt itself. It's losing control of inflation, confidence, or currency sovereignty. This is why debates about government spending often miss the point. The question isn't, can we afford it? The real question is, do we have the real resources to support it without destabilizing the system? That distinction changes everything. So when politicians say a country's running out of money, what they usually mean is one of three things. They're worried about inflation, they're worried about confidence, or they're worried about debt in the wrong currency. Rarely do they mean literal insolvency. And yet, fear works. The idea of a broke country is emotionally powerful. It sounds responsible. It sounds serious. But it hides how the system actually functions. Zoom out, and the picture gets even more uncomfortable. Modern economies are built on managed instability. Debt must grow. Money must expand. Confidence must be maintained. There is no final stable state, only balance. And when that balance breaks, it doesn't collapse all at once. It fractures, slowly, quietly, then suddenly. So the next time you hear that a country is out of money, ask a better question. Is it out of money, or is it out of room to maneuver? Because those are very different problems. And confusing them leads to very bad decisions. And here's the question I'll leave you with. If money is created by governments, controlled by confidence, and limited by real resources, who is actually in control of the global financial system? If this video helped you see money differently, subscribe to the channel, like and share this video so others can understand it too. And comment below with the topic you want explained next.